We're going to be going back through our lives, doing an experience. And at sometimes, if there's anything that upsets you or you feel like uncomfortable, you can go back to that anchor, right? Of either the hands or the feet or the place where your body meets your chair. So I invite you to just bring one quality to this, which is curiosity, right? And so we're going to be exploring the inner landscape and kind of coming to it with a fresh mind. So even if you've done maybe an exercise similar to this, I'm going to invite you to just approach it with that beginner's mind. And sometimes it's helpful to guide our minds back to recall events, even ones we don't necessarily think are significant, and to find the threads that sort of weave themselves throughout the fabric of our lives. So we're going to have time right after this visualization meditation experience to do a little writing. So just have your pen and paper or your notebook or whatever you have handy so that you can begin to do a little writing afterwards. So I invite you to come back into a position that's comfortable. And again, you are in control. So if you want to have your eyes open with a soft gaze, or if you want to have them closed, for me, I like to have them closed. I feel like that helps my imagination a little bit, but it's totally, either way is perfect. So just find your breath in that space between your sits bones and the crown of your head, just like we did at the beginning. And I invite you to sit nice and tall and just to let your breath be relaxed, just to feel that gentle rhythm of your breath breathing you. Good, nice, good. So we're about to enter our sacred storytelling laboratory that we'll be working in throughout the program. So this is a room of transformation, possibility, and potential. A safe place where you can be present, quiet, and curious. So imagine yourself opening the door to a sacred storytelling laboratory that is just your very own. It's a perfectly safe place that has been waiting for you to come. So imagine yourself opening the door and entering. You might look around and notice what objects are here. Notice their colors and their shapes. And on the far wall, you notice a locked glass cabinet. And within it are many treasured books. And they've been extremely well cared for and protected. And as you approach the library case, you notice a key on the lab table. Use the key to unlock the case that houses the books. One extraordinary book awaits you. It is the book of your life. In it contains everything that's ever occurred, the events, the people, and places, from birth to present time. Remove the book from the shelf now and just feel the weight of it in your hands. Notice what it looks like. It may be leather bound or some other material, thick or thin. And become aware of its color, its contour, and its size. And run your fingertips along the cover and the spine, just noticing its texture. All of your memories and experiences are contained within these pages. They might come in the form of words, pictures, stories, feelings, thoughts, or images. And as you flip through the book, just kind of observe, how do the pages look? If there are images, they might be flat or 3D. vivid color or black and white or a combination. Your book might contain animated photographs, movie scenes, or play acts brought to life. Each page offering recollections, emotions, and dialogue. Some scenes might come alive and jump off the page like a pop-up book or a hologram. And some stories might stand out more prominently than others. And there are many pages and it's all in there. So don't worry about accessing feelings and thoughts. Whatever comes to mind is absolutely perfect. There is no way to do this wrong. So in this book, you can reflect on the events and experiences of life you've lived thus far. Take a moment now to focus on the early years of your childhood, from infancy to toddler to elementary age. As you scan over the years, see the major characters who have played a significant role or had a significant impact on your life, whether positive or not. Recall what you most loved to do as a child, what brought you the most joy. And within the pages of these books, see if you can sense whether you felt safe and loved, seen and heard. Perhaps sometimes you did, and in other scenes or experiences you did not. And now begin to flip the pages to view some of your middle school years and your teen years. Remember the schools you attended and the routes on which you traveled to get there. Envision the faces of important characters and the interactions that come to mind. Recall the relationship between you and your parents or caregivers, the relationship with your siblings, if you had them. And again, just as a curious observer, so not judging anything, but just being fascinated by whatever comes up. As you progress further now into your life story, you'll discover memories from early adulthood and beyond. And as you continue to leaf through the pages, browse the various places you've lived and called home. Which locations hold the most impression? You may recall specific houses, apartments, yards, streets, neighborhoods. And as you thumb through and scan the various jobs you've had, you might also notice what positions you held in those jobs, or what positions you held within your community. And as we progress further, review the milestones, the achievements, or rites of passage. What have been your most treasured celebrations, successes, joys? You may also consider some of the hard times, perhaps some disillusionments or losses, stresses, or failures. You might recall some of the struggles that you've had, ones that you've endured, and ones that you may be still enduring. And let your mind and your imagination and your heart begin to notice times that you have played a secondary character, perhaps in your life. Periods when you've put others' desires before your own. Who were they? And how did it go? It might be helpful to note what roles you've played within your family and friends, and to whom you have felt a responsibility. And then recall some of the decisions you've made that have affected you greatly. Times perhaps when others have disappointed you, or when you have disappointed yourself. And as you survey the years, what might have gotten in the way of what you want? And finally, what, if anything, is missing from your book? And in a moment, I'm going to invite you to lay your book down. But before we do, just take a moment to notice how you're feeling. And for now, knowing that you can return to this book or this experience whenever you wish, that it's always available to you. Just for now, place the book back on the table where you found it or in the cabinet, and begin to deepen your breath. And in your mind's eye, see yourself coming back into the present moment, leaving the Story Alchemy Lab just for now, and feeling the place where your body meets the chair or the ground beneath you. You might wiggle your toes and your fingertips a little bit, bringing some life into your extremities, feeling your body breathing. And when you're ready, very gently allow the light to come back into your eyes. So maintaining the quietness and the reflectiveness of the moment, I invite you to grab your Story Alchemy journal or paper and pen, and just let yourself write down anything that came to mind. Don't try to censor it, just whatever came to mind, memories, people, images, places, feelings, whatever came to you during the experience.